From the International School at Tel Aviv University, you're listening to Rihla, the podcast of the MA in Middle Eastern Studies program. Rihla is the Arabic word for travelogue. The Rihla Podcast brings you stories of our students' journeys as they live and study in Tel Aviv and travel throughout Israel and the wider Middle East.
Welcome to a new episode of Rihla Podcast. My name is Valerie Strassmann, and I'm standing in front of the African Refugee Development Center in the south of Tel Aviv, where I'm going to meet with Jocelynn Ramiah, graduate student in the Master's program of Tel Aviv University. Hi Jocelynn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. So we are meeting at the African Refugee Development Center. Can you explain what this place is?
So the African Refugee Development Center helps out a lot in the community with refugees specifically and asylum seekers. What I do in the organization is I'm the language program coordinator. So I help set up English and Hebrew classes for adults, mostly adults who want to learn how to read and write, and hopefully one day use it towards higher education. But we have a lot of things going on here. Basically, if someone comes in, they come to the front desk. If they have questions about, say, for example, they have an issue with, I don't know, maybe it's a health issue, we'll send them or direct them to an organization that can help them. Or we also have a relocation team, and we have a refugee status determination team as well. We're a point of reference for African refugees and asylum seekers here in Tel Aviv.
You said that you're working teaching language, English language, I guess.
Yeah.
Why is it so important to have these language skills?
When most of the students that come in, what they really want is to understand English because they want to, travel to the U.S. or go to Canada to relocate, and they know that learning English is really important for relocation. And then also, I think the biggest thing is higher education as well, because we have people who come in and they want to go to university. So we have English classes from the ABC level up until English 6, and then we have TOEFL classes, and people come and they take it in hopes of improving themselves. And then also for the Hebrew classes that we offer, I think that it's really important for them to learn Hebrew because this is Israel, and it's really difficult. Although I'm an English speaker and I have no problem getting around, but for someone who is planning on working and living here long term, it's really important to be able to speak Hebrew and to interact with Israelis.
What was your motivation to do an internship?
I always like to be involved. Coming from Emory University back home, that was one of the things that was really, really important and stressed by my professors and other leaders to be involved in community. We had Volunteer Emory, and I was involved with that. And then also I did, it was called the GED Refugee Program. And so I would go to a community center and basically help teach refugees English so that they can take the GED and just to help them in preparation for it. And so when I found out about the ARDC back in the States, I said to myself that this would be perfect because I've had some experience, and it's worked out well.
Do you think that in addition to the theoretical perspective that we get at university, it's important to also immerse oneself into the real life and doing practical things, working with people?
I definitely agree that it is important to get out and experience things, because for me it's easy. I live in the dorms. It's easy to stay in one spot and just be consumed by my own world and not really get out, or just go party every night and not really understand what's going on with the people here. But I think coming to the ARDC has opened my eyes. I'm aware of a lot of the things that's going on in Israel, and I'm able to meet not only Africans, but I'm able to meet people from the Philippines. They actually come here and they're studying Hebrew. We have two young students, and that's really nice. And then I'm also able to interact with Israelis. There are a couple of Israelis that work here, and then a lot of people coming from Europe that volunteer. So I'm definitely able to meet a lot of people and to interact with people instead of being stuck in this just book study all the time zone. It gives you real life experience. I feel it's important to definitely have an internship like this.
Is it your first time that you're in Israel?
Yes, it's my first time in Israel. And so far, I love it. I love the culture, the language, the people. And I'm going back home for a little while. And I was so excited about going back home to visit my family and my friends. And then I said to myself, I'm really going to miss this place because I've gotten into a routine. Go to school, go to the ARDC. And then I'm just like, when I go home, what am I going to do? I have no idea.
What was the first thing that you told your parents or your friends about Israel?
Let's see. That's a good question. Oh, I think the first thing that I told my parents about was falafels, because I came 2 weeks before the program started, and I was in a hostel, and so I couldn't cook anything, but I went to this amazing falafel place, and I literally had falafels pretty much for 2 weeks. They were so good. The best falafels ever in Israel.
Yeah, I understand. Food is a really big thing in Israel. And amazingly, you can find any foods.
Yes.
In Tel Aviv. From the Middle East, European food, Asian food, American food, South American food, African food.
Yes. Oh my gosh. There's injera, and that is absolutely amazing. I've had it in the States, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it in the States. And then I came here, and I pretty much ate injera for a week as well. I really love the food here.
You said that although it's your first time in Israel, you have been somehow connected to the Middle East already.
Yes.
I know that you knew some Arabic before you came here, and also during your undergraduate studies, you touched upon the Middle East. What's the fascination about the Middle East that brought you to Israel and that made you study in a MA program?
I think that what really opened up my interest to coming to Israel specifically was my junior year at Emory. I took the Arab-Israeli conflict class, and I was also taking Hebrew and Arabic at the same time. And then I said to myself, my junior year, that I'm going to go to Israel. I'm going to study Hebrew, and I'm going to be able to speak Arabic too. So this is like the most ideal place to go for me. And I was already pretty interested in Judaism. I would go to Shabbat dinners at Emory at the Hillel. And I was a part of the Muslim Student Association. I was an outreach chair, and so I helped coordinate Shabbat dinners with the Muslim Student Association and the Hillel, and it was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it, just interacting with people.
You're working with people on a very personal level, experience their relationship with religion. Then you also started to learn both languages, which you could say probably is very important to also get closer to the topic and get maybe a different perspective on things than studying it with a foreign language. So would you say that by coming here, also talking with all different kinds of people, you learned more about the religion?
Well, I've definitely learned more being here right now and all of the balagan that's going on right now. I see so much stuff on Facebook about Israel and about what's going on in the Middle East, and being here and experiencing things, and it just makes me understand that you really have to come to the Middle East. You really have to come to Israel to understand what's going on. I realize that things are so dynamic and they're not as black and white as people would think it is. So being here has just really helped me to understand and experience things and to know for myself. It's really amazing because I'm able to hear a lot of people's stories. Everyday Israelis, taxi drivers. I traveled to the West Bank, so I think that just being here has helped me a lot to understand the conflict, and to realize that there, is another, issue here, specifically with the African Refugee Center. Because that's something that I never knew existed. I knew that there were refugees, but I didn't know about the ARDC. And so coming here has really opened up my mind about different things in Israel. And I love it even more because it's a very unique place, and I feel like it's a place that I belong. It makes me happy being here.
We could almost conclude with that. Okay. But maybe one last word about music. Do you have a favorite song?
Let's see. I have two songs that I really like. Yuma Makim and Bowie. Bowie. Yeah.
Oh, you want to sing a little bit?
Oh, okay. Bowie, Liliad Benelech, אל תשאלי אותי לאל תשאלי אותי על אושר, אולי גם הוא יבוא, שהוא יבוא, ירד עלינו כמו גשם.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. It was very nice. It was amazing talking with you. And I hope you enjoyed it too.
I did. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Rihla Podcast. We have more episodes coming out soon, so stay tuned. For more information on the MA in Middle Eastern Studies program and how to apply, visit mames-israel.org. That's mames-israel.org.